The Eiffel Tower, an iconic symbol of love, romance. What if it could be more? What if it could represent the journey of an artist, a leap into the unknown, and a canvas full of memories and possibilities? Okay, that was cheesy, but stick with me. Aloha and welcome back to my channel. As someone who's always been into art, but seriously for the last year and a half, I'm always looking for something new, something to keep my art exciting, to keep me interested, keep me going. I don't want to get into a mundane, just boring, same old, same old. So it's time again to venture outside of my comfort zone, try something new. But I do have a dilemma and a question for you. So after I explain to you what I've done, I'll ask my question, you can give me your answer, tell me what you think. So stay tuned till the end. Ink and watercolor, they've been my thing for so long, but change is the only constant, so you just have to embrace it. In high school, it was just oil paints. That was my only option. I went to a small high school and there was one art class and all they offered was oil paints. So that's what I did. But fast forward to today and I've got my eye on acrylics. This picture of the Eiffel Tower, it's not just random. It's actually a trip down memory lane. My wife and I went to Paris in 2016 for Valentine's Day. It was beautiful there, but the one thing I do remember, it was freezing cold. We tried to have a picnic outside. Let's just say it didn't go well. It was cold. Doing this in totally black and white, it was very intentional. I mean, black and white it's iconic, you know, and you take something like the Eiffel Tower, it's an iconic image. I just wanted to make it look cool. And let's face it, black and white, it looks cool. I did want to continue on with the picture, add some color, make it bright, and that way I'd have two options. I have a black and white and a color option. I used water-soluble brush pens, and they don't mix well with watercolor. I would have had a mess if I had tried to add watercolor to this painting. So enter technology. I scanned this image, put it in Affinity Photo, which is basically a cheaper version of Photoshop, but I think it works just as well. I got the image just right, so I ordered a canvas print online, and within a couple of weeks, voila, I was ready for the next phase. And for 50 bucks, this canvas was the perfect base for my next experiment. And boy, did I have plans for it. I had a vision of a really light blue sky with a gold Eiffel Tower in the middle, surrounded by the trees and the city of Paris at the bottom. That's what I had in my head, but how was I gonna pull this off? So this is where my plan went a little wild. I knew I wanted to use acrylics. I had never used acrylics before, but I knew they were more opaque. And I knew watercolors, I could make a really light sky. So I decided to do the obvious. I mixed watercolor with an acrylic base. When I asked it there at my local art store, they thought I was crazy. They basically said, you're just gonna have an acrylic paint, but I knew what I wanted. I mixed in the watercolor with the acrylic base, and it used way more pigment than I thought I was gonna have to use to get the sky to even show up. So overall, the experiment was a success. I got a beautiful light blue sky that I wanted, but I used a lot of watercolor pigment. Lesson learned. So for the rest of the project, I used acrylic paints. I did my first acrylic painting on top of a printed canvas of my Eiffel Tower drawing. And this journey from watercolors to acrylics, it's more than just embracing a new medium. It's about an evolution of my growth as an artist, embracing change, and putting what I have in my head, my visions, putting those on canvas. Now for my social media inspired reveal, and there you have it. A beautiful golden Eiffel Tower set against a very light blue sky. I am so happy with it. It looks so good. Sometimes it's about the journey and the stories we create as we move through life. Now for my question. Can this be considered original artwork? I drew it, but I manipulated, well, I didn't even manipulate it. I drew it, I just cleaned up the image. I had it printed by a machine, and then I painted over it. So is it just an enhanced print? Is it an original? I don't know, you tell me. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think it's an overall original or what? Just let me know what you think. And until next time, remember, art's a journey, not a destination. Okay, that was cheesy too. And don't forget to subscribe, one of these places, down there, whatever. And thanks for joining me on the adventure. Until next time, mahalo.